Guys, today I'm going to tell you all the entire 5 nights at Freddy's lore. But since I don't have visual scenes, just imagine it in your head. Well, subscribers took a lot of work. Now let's start.
While it's unknown who exactly founded Fazbear Entertainment, this company existed prior to Afton and Emily's infamous involvement in the franchise. The earliest recorded history of this company is 1970, referenced in a Fall Fest poster for a carnival act. These featured mascots that are very different from those we know and love. Worn by humans, the mascots were one part of the act in the autumn-themed carnival, becoming so popular that the company went on to create Fredbear's Family Diner. At the same time of their expansion, the carnival went up in flames, likely due to the mimic. Business partners William Afton and Henry Emily launched Fredbear's Family Diner. Henry was the brains, bringing his springlock tech to the animatronics, where William naturally focused on the business side and customer service. The diner centered around Fredbear and Bonnie, performing musical numbers for the children. These suits were unique because of their springlock design that allowed these animatronics to be opened, up for people to jump inside and control the suit. Edwin Murray created Mimic 1 to look after his son David. He coded it to first copy Edwin's toy. When David suddenly dies as he's hit by a van, Edwin takes his wrath and devastation out on Mimic 1, teaching it violence and fury. Mimic 1 was left inside an abandoned factory where a team would be murdered by this endoskeleton after attaching legs to its body. The Mimic would deactivate and disappear for several decades afterwards. Fredbear and Bonnie were remade with the opening of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, and Chica and Foxy were added to the band. These animatronics would mostly stand stationary on the stage to perform their hit numbers. Juggling both restaurants, the duo became so consumed with work that they weren't around their families as often. This led Henry to craft the Marionette, a security puppet that would watch over his daughter, Charlotte. The puppet ensured Charlotte would remain safe at the pizzeria while Henry worked behind the scenes on the animatronics. What Henry couldn't predict, however, was that his business partner would trick, manipulate, and kill Henry's only child, Charlotte. Although the marionette was coded to prioritize her safety, it was trapped at the time of her death when she was locked outside the pizzeria because of a childish prank. Now free, the marionette went and found Charlotte's body dumped in a nearby alleyway where it broke down from water damage. Because the marionette died alongside Charlotte, her soul latched onto its body, transforming the puppet's appearance to permanently have tears on its face. The marionette was moved into storage as it could no longer serve its primary function. This is the first known case of a haunted animatronic where Charlotte would later become influential. William and Henry sank further in their work, where William left his eldest son, Michael, to look after his youngest, the crying child. Michael spent most of his time scaring his brother, thus giving the youngest Afton the placeholder name, Childing, Child. The boy would later confide in his imaginary friend, the Fredbear plushie. He was also bullied for being scared of the pizzeria after seeing William help an employee go into Golden Fredbear's suit. This terrified him because he saw the animatronics as real and that Fredbear was his friend. As he was terrified of the pizzeria, the crying child's birthday was held at the diner. Michael and his friends tried to prank his brother, but it went horribly wrong. Knowing his fear of the animatronics, Michael lifted his brother to Fredbear's head, holding him inside Fredbear's mouth. What they didn't anticipate was the fragile animatronic locking into place, where Fredbear's mouth suddenly shut. The blunt force trauma crying child suffered from put him in a coma, where he died in the hospital. Michael became guilt-ridden, and the diner shut for good shortly after, where Henry didn't help William save his son. Michael would suffer from nightmares as the guilt consumed him, where monstrous animatronics, resembling images his brother would see and fear. While it's unconfirmed who the protagonist of Fnaf 4 is, evidence points to it being Michael, with the story of the crying child shown through the mini-games. Whether this means Michael was being punished and tested by his father, or if this is simply the result of a very traumatic experience, is down to your interpretation. Fnaf 4 features nightmarish animatronics that don't make another appearance in the timeline. As William realized the marionette was possessed by Charlotte's ghost, he developed a dark craving. Hoping to recreate the same effect with new victims, he created a standalone restaurant called Circus Baby's Pizza World, but it wasn't to entertain the children. Disguised as a fun place, perfect for kids, new animatronics were made, and they were very different from the musical animals before. Older models were taken elsewhere for repairs, making room for Circus Baby, Valera, Funtime Freddy, and Funtime Foxy. Their systems and mechanisms were very different, being animatronics you weren't supposed to jump into. These animatronics included new ways to interact, entertain, and lure children. One in particular was Circus Baby, who had a large compartment in her stomach, specifically to produce ice cream. But this wasn't Circus Baby's true intention. William wanted a way to steal children for his experiments, but this would quickly backfire. William's daughter, Elizabeth, grew attached to Circus Baby even though she wasn't allowed to interact with her. With the luring and tracking capabilities in place, however, Circus Baby would invite Elizabeth over one day to make her some ice cream. As Elizabeth approached, alone and curious, she went up to Circus Baby and was consumed, killing her on impact. This happened on Circus Baby's Pizza World opening, resulting in immediate closure. William had built underground facilities, likely to experiment on children, and his son, Michael, with his version of nightmare animatronics. This was sister location. As Elizabeth was trapped inside Circus Baby, her soul possessed the animatronic, giving William a nefarious idea. With two separate cases of children haunting animatronics, William continued his killing and planned on stuffing the bodies with 5 more children. This was the missing children incident, where William returned to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, disguised in the diner's spring Bonnie suit, and lured 5 children out back to kill them. He then stuffed each child into the pizzeria's animatronics. As the diner was closed, allowing William to dress up as Spring Bonnie, Golden Freddy collected dust in the back room too, where Cassidy suffered an excruciating death as the mechanism closed on her, bleeding her out slowly. What's strange about this order is that Help Wanted 2 shows the puppet as the final murder correlating to the MCI. All of these children went on to possess the animatronics with the guidance and help of Charlotte. Now they could live on forever, their souls trapped inside the suits. Due to the smell coming from the suits and the growing concerns and fears from parents, the pizzeria was forced to close down. The pizzeria reopened 2 years later, which housed new toy and withered animatronics. The new technology Henry created focused on facial recognition, but these animatronics didn't take a liking to adults. The animatronics were hostile towards the guards at night due to their technology, which used parts from the old models. They were haunted by the souls of the MCI kids, which passed over to the toy animatronics. William worked the day shift, with Jeremy Fitzgerald working the night. The Spring Bonnie suit went missing because William committed 5 more murders. The pizzeria is immediately closed down, but Jeremy shows up to work, not realizing what has happened. The following morning, Jeremy is put on a day shift for a birthday event, where the bite of 87 occurs, resulting in his frontal lobe being forcefully removed by an unnamed animatronic. The pizzeria was open for a mere 3 weeks before its inevitable closure. After committing multiple murders under Fazbear Entertainment, William had his son Michael replace him at the now-closed pizzeria, where Michael would take the haunted animatronic endoskeletons. But the original models were taken away at the time of the pizzeria's closing. His alias for this job was Fritz Smith. The tampering with animatronics and his unpleasant odor would get him fired after 1 shift. Fazbear Entertainment tried to reopen Freddy Fazbear's Pizza one last time, but no one could trust it anymore. Set to close at the end of the year, the original models of Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy roam the pizzeria at night, where William lures the souls of the children and melts their endoskeletons to create remnant. This would give life to the animatronics. William returns to the pizzeria to get the Spring Bonnie suit he used to trick those poor kids time and time again. But this time, the children would fight back. William retreated to the suit, stepping inside, and the springlock activated, killing him slowly like Cassidy, who died in the springlock. But he knew he'd haunt the suit, just like the kids did. The Spring Bonnie suit stayed in the back room of the pizzeria. Meanwhile, the toy animatronics who were injected with Remnant remained in the underground facility where the rental company continued to thrive. Michael ventures into Sister Location, where he is tricked by Enard. Realizing that his sister Elizabeth was trapped inside Circus Baby, he is lured into the scoop room where his innards are removed, and Enard steps inside this newly acquired flesh suit. When Michael returned home, his rotting body turned purple. Enard removed itself from the suit, where Michael then became immortalized as a result of the Remnant regaining control of his corpse. With Enard and the souls of the children now roaming free after years of confinement, Michael becomes the security guard at Fazbear's Fright in hopes of finding his father and enacting revenge for all his wrongdoings. He burns Fazbear's Fright down with Spring Bonnie inside. Henry and Michael work together to bring all animatronics to an underground facility where they'd burn it to the ground, alongside the Remnant. Trapped once again with no way out, Henry wanted to free the spirits and give peace to his daughter Charlotte, so that she could finally rest. The missing kids were finally able to move on with the help of Charlotte, who gave them eternal life in the first place. The Mimic returns, this time in a virus form called Glitchtrap, possessing the circuitry of the Mimic, which is currently copying William Afton. A brand new Freddy Fazbear's Mega Pizzaplex opens, where Glitchtrap attaches himself to Vanessa's mind, creating Vanny, who is forced to help Mimic One. New animatronics are made with Glamrock, Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, Roxanne Balf, and Montgomery Gator. Gregory is trapped inside the Pizzaplex and works with Glamrock Freddy to escape. They use the parts of fellow Glamrock members to upgrade Freddy. They work together to free Vanny from the mask that has her under Glitchtrap's spell. The Pizzaplex is destroyed by an earthquake, but the truth is that most of Pizzaplex's power was being used to keep Burntrap alive, where Gregory and Freddy set the Pizzaplex alight to stop Burntrap from escaping. The animatronics inside survive, where Cassie is tricked by Mimic, who uses Gregory's voice to lure her back into the now abandoned Pizzaplex. Burntrap uses old mascot costumes resembling characters from Fall Fest. The Pizzaplex security program freed Mimic One when it was shut down, giving the antagonist another chance to escape. The story concludes with Cassie's only road of escape being cut off by Gregory, to limit the risk of the Mimic escaping along with Cassie. The elevator falls with Cassie inside and the screen fades to black as Roxanne tentatively says, "Cassie?"